School. I just want to take an opportunity to say I hope you guys all had a blessed and safe summer. And thank you for taking some time out of your schedules to be here with us today. We have quite a bit to review tonight in preparation for the commencement of our school year, as staff have been working diligently and getting things together and as organized as possible so that parents, students, and teachers are informed of exactly how we're going to roll out this virtual model. So tonight should be pretty productive. So we'll go ahead and get right into it and have a Q&A at the end of the session. So I just want to start off by acknowledging the staff, the core nucleus of staff we have on the staff and representation for high school. Each of us will probably have something to contribute to this presentation tonight. Again, my name is Mr. Harmon. I'm the Chief School Director. We have Mrs. Heidi Beckert with us. She is the Director of Curriculum and Instruction. We have Mr. Stephen Wilshire. He is the team leader for 9th and 10th grade. We also have with us Mr. Andrew Waldron. He is the team leader for 11th and 12th grade. We have here Mr. Stephen Rivera. He's the College and Career Advisor for 10th and 12th grade. Shanna Weiss, College and Career Advisor for 9th and 11th grades. And finally, Sarah Evans. She is the Director of Special Education, 9th through 12th. We have a video that Mrs. Becker and some of our staff worked on putting together for you guys to kind of walk you through some things. Heidi, I don't know if there's an intro you want to give to this video or we want to just get straight into it and then kind of segue from there.
Yeah, I think we can get straight into the video is fine.
Okay. All right, excellent.
To another exciting year at EEACS. As Mr. Lysick, our CEO, has informed you, this school year will be different from past years. The first change will be we are beginning our school year with instruction at home and online. Many factors were considered when we made this decision. Over the summer, we had the time to survey parents and guardians and listen to the feedback provided by teachers and students. Some of that feedback was students were unsure how to submit assignments. Students were interacting with too many online resources. They had too many classes to keep track of. And if assignments were not being graded in a traditional format, why should students do them? This feedback has enabled us to develop a plan that will deliver rigorous curriculum content, provide students with traditional grades, and not overwhelm them with too many courses and online platforms. This year, students in high school will be using Apex Learning for the delivery of all of their courses. These online courses will be utilized whether we are at home or in school, providing the students and teachers continuity no matter what our school year looks like. Students will find important teacher announcements and offline coursework from Apex in their Google Classrooms. The master schedule has been changed, so students will have 5 courses instead of 7. Grading will be based on both Apex computer-scored assignments and offline teacher-scored assignments. Students will be given traditional grades for all assignments, and this will be reflected in PowerSchool. Assignment completion will be mandatory. Parents and guardians can be added as a coach to Apex to receive weekly progress reports. Students will be required to check their Google Classrooms and Apex every week in order to complete assignments. Students will be able to connect with their teachers through live learning labs on a weekly basis, and daily through email, Remind, or messaging in the Google Classroom. Students are encouraged to stay current on all assignments so they are able to complete all courses by the end of the year and not put their path to graduation in jeopardy. Assembly will take place every day, and students are encouraged to attend to hear important announcements from their teachers and team leaders. Daily attendance will be taken during GI every day, and attendance is mandatory. Students should be checking their school email daily and set alerts for incoming email. Students will be alerted about college and career events from the College and Career Center in their graduating class Google Classroom. Each week, teachers will upload the offline materials for their Apex course in their Google Classroom. Teachers will be available every day between 8 and 3 through email, Remind, or messaging in Google Classroom. Mini lessons and tutoring will take place during live learning labs. Our teachers are there to support students every step of the way and are available for additional support through Zoom or Google Meet. We know these times are uncertain, But with the new learning plan, we feel confident students will be provided with rigorous courses, access to school staff, and most importantly, a continuity of learning, no matter where that learning takes place. Welcome back.
All right, excellent. So we're going to get right into our attendance and GGI policy and parameters. I'll go ahead and let Mr. Wilshire review this slide with you guys.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Hopefully everyone is staying safe. To Mr. Harmon's point, attendance GGI is one of the most important components and directives that we have. And we're gonna make sure that everyone is compliant this year. Attendance is mandatory and students will be expected, excuse me real quick. Students will be expected to log in to GGI daily to be marked present. Parents, we need your support. It's paramount that we do get it. The attendance policy will be reinforced without proper documentation. For example, an excuse note. We will follow our 3, 6, and 10-day attendance rule. And after 3 days, you'll receive a letter from us in person, after 6 days as well. And after 10 days, the student will be considered truant at that point in time. And then other avenues will be assessed at that point in time. GGI is our guided group interaction. That'll be from 9 a.m. in the morning to 9:30 as well. And that is also mandatory, all right? And that's daily as well. The objective is to start the day off with a group discussion that encourages normative leadership, helping to build social and emotional learning skills, current events, career exploration, leadership development through guided discussions with trust and transparency. And if you have any questions, I'll feel free to answer at the end. Mr. Harmon, if you want to add anything, feel free to.
Copy. No, that was great stuff. We'll touch a little bit more on that a little bit later in the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the academics this year. As I said in the video, all of our courses will be through the Apex online learning platform. Students will get their login information through their first period teacher, and that information will be coming out next week, and they will receive an email from their homeroom teacher what their login, their username and password is. Also mentioned the Google Classroom. This is where students will find teachers' daily announcements in there. They will find any coursework that is offline from the Apex course that needs to be submitted. We have live learning labs that will be mandatory for the students to attend for each one of their core content classes once a week. Then the students are available to reach out to their teachers at any point in time, and teachers will be more than happy to get online with students and help them in any way that they can. One of the things I wanted to talk about this evening is in high school, we understand that students have different learning styles with different learning needs. They also have different paths that they want to take as they start thinking about college and career readiness. So in recognition of that, we have levels of courses in our high school. So we have 3 different pathways of courses. We have what are called our GP courses, which are general preparatory courses. They are all they all align to the Pennsylvania standards. They are the same course content as our core courses. So it's not any different content that's in that. The difference with a general preparatory course would be the level of support students get from their teachers. There's more guided support, again, because we understand that kids, they have different learning needs and different learning styles. And the course does move at a slightly slower pace than some of the other courses. We also have college preparatory courses, and those courses move at a faster pace. They require the students to be working more independently. There's less guidance from the teachers with completing assignments and with that independent work. We also have honors courses. The honors courses work at a much more rigorous pace. There's also a lot more content that's covered in those courses. There's additional workload that's associated with an honors course. And students, the expectation is that students are working independently to complete a lot of assignments, that they're able to multitask, that they can handle multiple projects that are going on. And when we're looking at placing students in honors courses, we're looking at recommendations from teachers, and we're looking at students' past proven academic records, and we're also looking at that level of motivation and independence that students have at this level. And our last type of course that we have in high school are the advanced placement courses. These courses are very rigorous. They are at the college level, and students will take at the end of the year with each of these advanced placement courses, they take an advanced placement exam, which every student in the world who takes an advanced placement class takes the same exam, and students are able to earn a college credit for these courses if they score high enough on the advanced placement exam.
Mr. Rivera?
Right. So as far as college and career is concerned, we've got a number of different things going on. Of course, we've had to modify the same way that we have with everything else. Ms. Weiss and myself, Ms. Weiss will speak in a moment, but Ms. Shanna Weiss and myself are the career advisors for high school. As you might have noted at the beginning, we are each assigned specific classes. So Ms. Weiss is the career advisor for 9th and 11th grade, while I am the career advisor for 10th and 12th grade. And essentially how that works is we maintain our connection to that class all the way through their high school experience. So the students that are in 10th grade now will be assigned to me in both their 11th and their 12th grade years subsequently. So one of the things that we utilized somewhat effectively in the spring and that we're hoping to continue to build up is a graduating class Google Classroom. And we've used that for a lot of different reasons, not just for college and career readiness, but you know, for a lot of announcements and communications that we try to use to get out to the entire network of each class. So, for example, the class of 2020 has, the class of 2021 has their own Google Classroom. The same for 2022, 23, and 24. So if they're not in that already, then they have received an invitation. It's definitely advantageous for every single student in the class to be a part of the graduating class Google Classroom. We are going to be conducting virtual college visits. We did that in the spring with limited attendance, I'll be honest. It'd be great if we could get more students involved in those. The traditional recruiting season or admissions traveling season for colleges for seniors is in the fall. So that would be between, let's say, the middle of September until around Thanksgiving. And so we will be conducting virtual college visits during that time, specifically geared towards seniors. We may allow juniors into those, but for the most part, we're going to focus on seniors with a lot of those. And then again, the travel, there's a second admissions season, which would be around April. It starts maybe toward the end of March and it runs April and ends around the turn of April into May. And again, that season is focused primarily on juniors. So getting kind of an early head start on juniors and getting them set in case they want to apply to colleges during the summer between their junior and senior year. So we'll be running those. We're actually exploring a couple of tools to use, but in the meantime, any virtual college visit that we set up will be run for the time being through Zoom, unless you hear otherwise. And we please do encourage your students to take part in that. Students, if you're in here, definitely take part in it. And freshmen, sophomores, if you're in here and you really want to be a part of some of those visits, just send me an email. I'm more than happy, or reach out to me. We can communicate. I'm more than happy to bring you into those visits, particularly if you're an ambitious student. It's good for you to get ahead. We're also going to run virtual panels with business representatives, and in some cases we may have speakers come in to either senior seminar or set up something separately. The students will receive invitations to. We are going to try and cover all of the major career clusters that we have students interested in, and we're going to try and do that multiple times throughout the year, ideally to have people come in so that our students are gaining exposure. Obviously, we are limited. Normally, we would have placed our seniors into internships at basically 100% rate over the course of the year through senior seminar. This year's a little bit different, as senior seminar is a full year course. And so we want to augment that and try and bring as many people in as possible to get our students the exposure that they need. And we'll be doing more with that as well. So we'll be communicating. Finally, college and career counseling. Again, Ms. Weiss and myself handle 2 classes each in the high school. We will be reaching out to your students, or students, if you're on here, we'll be reaching out to you directly. You are, we are responsible. You are responsible to set up a meeting somehow. Ideally, it'll be through Zoom at this point, or virtually somehow, so that we can meet with you at least twice a year, hopefully more, to be discussing, your college and career plans, your progress toward them. We'll be discussing scheduling in the years to come. Obviously, for seniors at this point, and for juniors later in the year, we'll be dealing with SATs, PSATs, for some students as well, and later in the year, SATs and possibly ASVAC, other testing that has to take place. So all of those things are available. We have a handle on a lot of those things, and also college applications and things along that line, supporting our students that way, making them aware of deadlines, counseling you through that. That's really a big part of what we're here for. So college and career, in a nutshell, again, maybe a little longer winded than I need to be with it, but I want to make sure you understand the entirety of what we're trying to do. And of course, we're adding to this as well. And definitely, look my way with questions at the end of the presentation.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Evans?
Okay, hi everyone. So if you have a student who receives special ed services, gifted services, or if they have a 504, they're going to continue receiving all of the supports that are outlined in their IEP. Just because we're doing virtual doesn't mean we're going to be forgetting any services or accommodations, modifications. Through the APEX program, teachers will be able to provide different levels of accommodations and modifications depending on student needs. So those will continue to happen. Case managers will continue to provide support through small groups or on an individual basis through Zoom, and they'll provide supplemental assignments, modified things through Google Classroom. IEP meetings are going to continue to take place, and they will be renewed similar to how we did at the end of last year through Zoom meetings or phone calls. Be on the lookout from your student's case manager, as we'll be revising all of the IEPs to be reflective of in-person and virtual learning. So if you have a student who has an IEP, or a 504 within the next few weeks, the case manager will be reaching out to you to notify you of any changes that we may need to make to your child's IEP. Sorry, I have a dog who is very nosy. We also are adding a transition coordinator this year. She will be working with our middle and high school students who are 14 and older, who have a transition plan in their IEP. We're really happy to have her on the team. She's going to add a really great support to our developing special ed program. So she'll be working with students to make sure all of their transition goals are accomplished in their IEP. So that'll be helping them do all kinds of things to help prepare them for after high school. So looking at different colleges, looking at career interests, surveys, helping them figure out what skills do I need to do this job, and those types of things. So she'll be reaching out to whole grades as well as individual students, and she'll be in attendance for all of our IEP meetings. So be on the lookout for her. And I've also included in this slide, once we post it, there's a link that has other links that can help you as parents and teachers to prepare for virtual learning for students with disabilities. So if you want, you can check that out whenever you get a chance. It'll take you to a whole different bunch of sites that can provide extra resources for you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Weiss?
Sorry, I muted myself. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. So if you have access to PowerSchool, your students will see that their schedules are officially live. There is really not a lot of wiggle room with passing or failing this year because we are on a condensed schedule. So students are earning a few short credits than they would normally be earning. They will still be on track to graduate in the correct amount of years as long as they pass. So keyword there is passing. Our core courses went off teacher recommendations. So if your student was assigned AP, honors, CP, or GP, that is all teacher recommendations from last year. They seriously took an account like how your child worked during the year in school as well as during the virtual period as well, planning ahead thinking there was a possibility we would be virtual. So we want all of our students to be successful. As far as electives go, 11th graders were sent a list of business electives and everyone got their first pick. So that will be done through Apex. 12th graders were given electives, free electives. They got to choose from a list as well, and they were pretty much given their top 2 or 3 choices, whichever was needed for a graduation requirement. As far as requests for changing courses, we're going to go with the process that we went with in the building last year, and I will be creating an online form, and I will be posting them in the Google Classroom the week of September 8th. Students will have to fill out the form if they would like to change any of their courses. These courses or these course changes will be approved or denied by the high school academic team, which are the people that you see here on this Zoom. So if your child doesn't get approved for the changes that they want, we don't want them to be discouraged. We just want them to know that they're in the classes that are best suited for them in their graduation track.
Thank you. Mr. Waldron?
Good evening, everybody, and thank you to Mrs. Evans for reminding to wish everybody a happy National Dog Day. Give your canine friends a little extra piece of bacon. First off, please tell the kids how much we miss them, and we can't wait to be back to normal in our routines and get back to what we do best, which is in person. However, they're going to succeed in this. As far as the role of the team leaders and community coaches will function as if it is a normal routine day. We'll be doing attendance. That's already been touched on. Please stress to the kids how important discipline is. Seniors, yeah, class of 2021, don't jeopardize anything to do with graduation coming up. Remember, when you come back, that attendance is going to follow you into the building. So let's make sure we're following that. Discipline. We're still enforcing discipline. Around here, we wouldn't do anything to discredit ourselves or our school. When we are online in virtual classrooms, we don't want to have any discipline issues. So please, 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 let's make sure the kids behave themselves and carry themselves like executives. Dress code. For online classrooms, we are expecting appropriate dress. We do not want to see the kids in pajamas and whatnot. So let's make sure they dress for the job that they want to get, and let's make sure they stay with that. Normative culture, we're still enforcing that normative culture. Education is sacred. We don't want anybody disrupting anybody's learning environment, nor do we want to have any issues as far as that goes. And again, around here, we are a lady and a gentleman, so let's make sure we're carrying ourselves as such for the kids to go. Liaison and mediation, anything you need. So if we have any kind of problem, student versus student problem, community coaches, team leaders will be handling it. Staff versus a student, if there's a staff-student problem, reach out to us. We are mediators. That's what we do best, and we're here to support that. Student versus parent, you need support. Don't be afraid to tap out. Get a hold of us. We're here to help. We're here to help, and sometimes it takes just an outside party to help us to get things back to where they need to be. As far as some of the outside roles we're going to be handling, we will be doing food distribution on Mondays. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I believe that's going to be 10 to 2, Mr. Harmon?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. We will be doing home visits. We will be coming to check on the welfare of the kids, make sure that they're doing good, and just to get some face-to-face time. We will also be hand-delivering attendance letters if we are going to fall behind with our attendance. I believe it's 3 days, 6-day, 10-day letter, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. There is a Wi-Fi hotspot out back of the building. There's going to be picnic benches set up. There's Wi-Fi set up. If the kids are having problem with their Wi-Fi, if they just want to get out of the house, if you just want to get them out of the house, huh? How about that? There is a spot in the back of the building where they will be able to come and do some work. It may also give us the opportunity, especially as a team leader, I wouldn't mind being able to, as much as possible, sit down in person while maintaining that social distance, just to get some FaceTime with the kids so we can remember each other. So we will be out and about. You will see us in the neighborhoods, and it's good visits for the most part, just checking on the kids. Other than that, we're here to support. Ask us whatever you need. We're here to support this. No one is alone in any of this, so please don't feel like you're alone. If it's getting overwhelming, please reach out to us. Let us know. If a student is having trouble with academics and they're just reach out to us. Let us know so that we can get on top of things quickly and efficiently. You heard team is mentioned many times, team 6, team 5, high school team. We win and lose as a team. And this is going to be a team effort between the students, the parents, and the staff. And we're going to emerge victorious because this isn't going to last forever. And we're going to come in, once we get back inside the building, we're going to hit the ground running because we are on top of things. So everybody have a blessed night, a blessed evening. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay positive, and happy National Dog Day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mrs. Becker, do you want to touch on technical support for a moment?
Yeah, I think Danny is on with us.
Is he on? Okay, sorry about that. Hargrove, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
All right, so my name is Danny Hargrove. I help out with technical support at EEACS. It's myself and Mr. Shira Mueller. You guys see him a lot. He was here a couple years before me, so you might know him a little bit better than you know me, but I'm here as well. And as we talk about technical support, that's going to be big this year. So we created a technical support application on the website. If you go to the website, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Am I able to do that? I am. Second. If you go to the EACS website and scroll down, you'll see a tab for technical support. If you click on that tab, our tech support page will come up. And if you have any issues at all, if you want to get into your student's Power School or the parent portal, that's what a lot of people want to get into, and you're having issues, there's if you click this, you can submit a ticket for that. That will come right to us. We'll take care of that for you. If you have an issue, if you didn't get a Chromebook for some reason and you need a device, click on this and request one. And a big one is if you're having technical support, if you need technical support on your Chromebook, something happens though, you can't see your screen froze, your buttons are falling off, please click on that tab there and you'll be able to submit a ticket. Fill out your information there at the bottom, submit. We'll come right to myself or Shira Mueller or someone else on our team, and we'll be able to take care of that for you within 24 hours. Also, on that page is student and teacher email password reset request. If you don't know your email, you forgot your password, you need to reset your password because your friend found out your password, anything like that, click on this right here. Same thing, you'll be able to submit a ticket. And that's it from our technical support side. I think Cliff will go into when they're going to hand out the devices and things like that. But if you guys need anything, please go to that page, go to technical support, and even if you don't want to submit a ticket, there's a tech support email, and it's right in the middle of the page. Click that tech support at ee.schools.org. And if you have any questions, we'll be able to answer those questions as well. And thank you. And Cliff, it's back to you.
Thank you, Danny. Just to expound on the computer and materials distribution, we will, to give you guys a heads up, you might want to jot these dates down. We are going to start facilitating that process next week. The dates in which we will be handing out laptops and materials for you to pick up are going to be September 1st, September 2nd, September 3rd, September 8th, September 9th, September 10th, and September 11th. So again, that's the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and 11th. Our window of time for you guys to come to campus is going to be from about 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're hoping that can accommodate the majority of our families. You have some notice, so hopefully you can adjust your schedules, and it should be a pretty fluid process, so you shouldn't be on campus for too long. We are going to be facilitating that out of our gymnasium. If you're not able to, for whatever reason, get to campus and you signed up to pick up a laptop for your children and materials, just reach out to, we'll share some information at the end of this presentation with our contact information, and just reach out to the respective team leader for your child's community, and they will orchestrate seeing to it that we arrange a time that accommodates your schedule for you to be able to pick up those materials before the school year commences. Mrs. Becker?
So here we're talking about in high school, we really expect the students and we really encourage them to work on their self-advocacy and their independence. So we encourage students that when they have an issue with the teacher, with the team leader, with courses, questions that they have, we encourage the students to reach out directly to those individual people. So first their students should contact their individual teacher if they have any questions that are related to courses, any questions about grades, due dates, Zoom meetings, individual tutoring. The second thing that students should do is to contact their college and career advisors if they have questions about scheduling, about course changes, questions about college admissions or career advice. And then lastly, we have for students to reach out to their team leaders. So if they have questions about attendance or pretty much anything that's not covered with their teacher or their college and career advisor, and again, we encourage the emails to come from the students. You as parents, one thing that you can do is help to support that. I have my own high school students, and so what I encourage them to do is they write the email. I sometimes help them with composing that email, and I always ask them to CC me as part of the email. But the email actually comes from my student to whatever person they need to be emailing for. And again, it's because we're really trying to build that self-advocacy and independence, because we're trying to prepare the kids for life outside of high school. And those are the things that they are going to be required to do to be functioning citizens outside of the school world.
Thank you. I'll touch base. Mr. Waldron referenced the food program that we're going to have in place for this school year. I'll just go over the pickup details. It is going to be on Mondays, taking place every Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I believe we're going to start that on the week of September 14th when school starts. So we'll send out school messengers as reminders as we get closer to that time. One pickup will include a week's worth of food, so 5 breakfasts and 5 lunches. Pickup will be on the west side of the building, and we'll have the door labeled and identified as with a meal service sign. Students are encouraged to be present with parents to receive the meals. It's an opportunity for us to engage and interact, if only briefly. Sometimes it's better than no time. Again, we miss the kids. Any FaceTime that we can get with them would be extremely appreciated. Team leaders will be present and a part of that process. And it'll also help if you pick up the meals, it'll also help with us accounting for that welfare check that we're going to do at least once a month. We can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone right there. So they're definitely encouraged to come with you guys if permissible to pick up those meals. If a student is not present and not able to be present, the parent must have their student ID number. That is imperative so that we can cross-reference that and account for your student and check them off the list. So if you guys want to, I'll leave this screen up as I go over, as I give some closing remarks. If you want to take an opportunity to take a picture of the screen, screenshot it, Here's the contact information for everybody who you've heard from tonight. And your students should be able to tell you and identify, who's who. So please jot that information down somewhere where you can reference it in the event that you need to reach out to any of us. A lot was obviously covered tonight. So take some time to process, reflect, and digest the meat and potatoes of what we discussed. A couple takeaways. There's many takeaways, but a couple quick ones. We as parents, students, and staff must be accountable in doing each of our respective parts and making this virtual plan work as fluidly as possible. This is not an ideal situation, but we did choose this model to be virtual based off of the feedback that we received from you as parents, as well as our staff, and just where things are at with this pandemic, with the state, and what the CDC is recommending. So it's important that because we chose to roll this particular model out, it's important that we hold ourselves accountable level to level and making sure that we're doing our part to collectively to make this work, because the only way it's going to work to the best of its ability is if we're each playing our role. That starts with attendance and active participation. Mr. Wilshire covered it a little bit earlier in this presentation. 3 letters that are very important is GGI. It's important that your students are actively participating in essentially everything that they can. This is an asynchronous model, so they're going to be able to have some flexibility with the pace in which they work, despite the fact that there will be deadlines and things of that nature that they have to meet. But GGI, assemblies, that FaceTime with your team leaders to get pertinent announcement and to get your attendance accounted for, it is vital that students, especially our high school students, log on to those sessions so that they can be accounted for. We are going to do our due diligence if they don't. We're going to be blowing you up with phone calls. We're going to be knocking on your door. We're going to be delivering letters, as Mr. Wilshire referenced, because we will be held accountable. The state is not forgiving us, as they did in the spring, as far as attendance is concerned. And like Mr. Waldron said, in high school, obviously your attendance is going to follow you from the second that we start this virtual rollout plan to the second that they re-enter the building. So you don't need to be getting jammed up with anything from a curriculum standpoint, just because your attendance and a promotional standpoint, just because your attendance is not up to snuff where it needs to be. If a student is not able, we're going to go over this with our teachers, and we're going to go over it with our students. If a student, for whatever reason, is not able to make a mandatory session like a GGI for attendance to be taken, all we simply ask is that they be proactive and responsible, mature teenagers, and just send an email. Send an email to the homeroom teacher, CC their community coach and team leader. All of our information is on the website. Again, you have some of it right here. As far as our emails, send an email, simply state, hey, I wasn't able to make GGI today. I'll be working on my Apex course. They'll be accounted for. They'll be accounted for as far as the attendance aspect of things. And because we understand sometimes due to circumstances, connectivity issues, they might be displaced from the home at a certain point in time during the day. So we want to work with you guys and be as flexible as possible, but it's imperative that you please work with us. So if they're not able to make a certain session, just communicate with us, and we're going to see to it that we do our part in remediating anything as far as that's concerned. It's extremely important for you guys to understand that attendance is the law. The Department of Education requires that your child is present for school. So this is school, and I'm hopeful that our students are anxious and eager to start this thing, despite the fact that we're not in person. But we've been absent from the building, and kind of school's been put on pause to a large degree as we've adjusted to this. But this is the plan that we chose, like I've said. So failure to adhere to the attendance parameters that we're setting forth, it may result in receiving a fine from the magistrate if we get to that level of exceeding that 3, 6, and then we get to 10 days worth of absences. That's just not a good thing. So again, as parents, students, whoever's on, do your part. Communicate with us, emails, phone calls. If we need to get notes to the main office, we'll do all those things. So please just help us out there. We're looking very much forward to the commencement of the school year. I mean, the odds have been stacked against us and every other educational entity during this time. But those of us who exhibit hope and perseverance will conquer all the obstacles that have come before now, and that are certainly going to come in the coming days, weeks, and months. But I'm extremely excited, as are all of our staff here, for this school year to start and begin. And we're looking very much forward to getting things rocking and rolling. So that concludes our presentation. We will take an opportunity to answer any questions that you guys may have in the interim. If there's anything that we're not able to address and get answered tonight, we will do our due diligence in making sure that we get those things answered and probably post it on our website at some point in time in the near future. Again, I do thank you guys for all taking time out of your schedule to be a part of this presentation. And we'll open it up right now with kind of any questions that you guys might have. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So hopefully you guys got those emails. So do we have any questions? Just kind of speak up.
Mr. Clifford?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes,
this is Deborah's mom.
How we doing?
I'm good, and you? And how's everybody else?
I think
Good?
we're all doing great. Everybody's safe, maintaining. Hey Debbie, how you doing? What's going on?
Oh, she made the volleyball team tonight.
Well, congratulations.
Volleyball.
Congratulations, Debbie.
Three questions, because remember, I have a learning disability too. So they're gonna be on a computer Monday through Friday, like regular school year, right? Monday through Friday. They'll be
That's
on.
correct. We are doing Monday through Friday this year. It's asynchronous. There's going to be assignments that are scheduled and due for students, but yeah, so it's no real days off, no makeup days. We'll be Monday through Friday with instruction, correct?
Okay, and my other question is, she's gonna be on this computer from what, 8 o'clock in the morning until 3:15? I'm assuming.
Heidi, maybe you could chime in a little bit here, but she'll be able to work at a pace in which is she doesn't have to be on a computer for 6 straight hours. She'll be able to kind of break up her work day. There will be certain times during the day, like a GGI, like an assembly, that we would like for the students to be logged on. Those are only half-hour increments, but she'll be able to students will be able to break up their workday with the completion of their assignments, as long as they're adhering to meeting those deadlines set forth. There's obviously going to be some live instruction and small groups that are going to be taking place that she'll benefit from being a part of to get that direct interaction and instruction from the teacher. But she'll be able to break up her day. It's unrealistic to believe any of our students will sit in front of the computer for 6-7 straight hours.
Oh, I'm okay with her sitting like that in front of the computer, because that gives me peace and quiet for a couple hours.
No.
Okay, so what for attendance? What's the time for the attendance? I don't know if I'm still getting it.
So GGI attendance will be taken at GGI, and those are the 3 most important letters. Well, maybe not the most important, but very important. GGI the students will be able to access that through their homeroom teacher's Google Classroom. There will be a reoccurring link. It'll be in the same place. 9 o'clock to 9:30 will be GGI. That is when the teacher will, we're going to have something active going on every day for GGI. Different type of topics and things will be discussed. At the conclusion of that period, teachers will assess who is present, and they will submit attendance once that session is done. If for whatever reason, again, don't want to be redundant, but if for whatever reason a student is not able to log on to GGI between 9 and 9:30, it is their responsibility to simply email their homeroom teacher and CC their community coach and team leader on that email, just simply stating, I missed GGI today. I will make sure I log on to Apex and get some work done. That's all we're looking for in reference to accountability for attendance.
I don't have to worry about that with Deborah for attendance, because she did great.
Awesome.
When we had to finish out like this, she did great for attendance. She was on the ball. I'm still a little worried and scared.
Yeah, well, I think we're all a little anxious, a little worried and scared in different regards. But again, Debbie's great. You're great. You're a great support for her, and we have a lot of great teachers and staff here, as I'm sure you know. And we're gonna help support our parents and families along this whole entire journey.
Okay. And my last question is about the no, that thing you gotta do to graduate. Community service.
Yes.
Then she only how many do you have? You only have like 24 hours, right? I think she only has 24.
I don't remember.
I don't remember how many she has, but she did do some community service. I'm worrying about that too now because you have to do this way.
So we are going to just put the community service hours requirement on hold right now because we understand that there is a lot of parameters allowing students to come and do community service in certain places. So don't worry about that.
Can I jump in real quick, Mr. Harmon?
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
For parents, there is a chat button at the bottom there. If you want to type questions, in case you just want to do it that way, we are saving the chat session, and we can answer those questions also. And from myself and Mr. Wilshire, if you would like our cell phones for direct contact, just send us an email. Mr. Harmon had the screen up there for a while. If not, it's on the school webpage. It's just the first initial last name. But you can just reach out to us via email, and we'll offer our cell phone so you have a direct contact with us as well.
I have a question. Hi, how are you guys doing? It's Layla's mom. Come here. Layla Grantham's mom. I do have a question. What's the date that she's supposed to sign in?
Go ahead.
Show your face. Hi, guys.
Hi, how you doing? So, Mom, the question was, what's the date that she's supposed to sign in?
Yeah.
So we're officially getting started with the school year September 14th.
Oh,
now, there's going to be things coming through her email as far as invitations to Google Classroom and things that are going to be coming through her email that she probably wants to pay attention to prior to that, so that she could be caught up to speed and registered and signed up for all those things once the 14th does come. But we're officially first day of school, September 14th.
Okay, I was just double checking. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Hi, I have a question. This is Aquila Shank, Jalil Shank's mom. So he had some concerns because obviously you guys have reached out to the students with regards to their schedules. However, he was put into 3 honors classes, which is something that he did not select. So he was a little, concerned about that, just to make sure that, he's up to par and ready for those classes. So, I understand you said a little earlier that the selection was based on maybe some of the teachers and so forth. So can you explain that a little more? And, is there an opportunity if, things aren't going the way that, we would like from an academic standpoint, do we have an opportunity to revisit that?
Khalil emailed me, Mom. I'm talking to him. We'll get it taken care of and put him in the place he feels like he's going to be most successful.
Okay. So, I want to make sure that we put him in a place where he's most successful, not so much as that what he wants. So if I can, have a conversation with you sidebar, that'd be great. Because we can kind of figure that out. Okay. Not a problem.
Email me. Absolutely.
Okay.
And when can they go online to get their classes, to see what their classes are? When can they do that?
Mr. Rivera, Mrs. Weiss, the rostering is complete, correct?
It is complete. The rostering is complete. So the students have their classes in Power School, and then teachers are going to be enrolling them in the Apex courses come the end of this week.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. This is Beatrice Henderson, and we are new to the school. How do we go about getting Power School login and information and things like that?
What grade, how you doing, Beatrice? What grade is your child in?
My daughter's Janice Blackwell, and she's 9th grade.
9th grade, okay. So if you could, we'll jot that. What's the student's name again?
Janice, Juniece. Last name is Blackwell.
We'll be in Mr. Wilshire will be in direct contact with you to walk you through anything you need as far as how to obtain Power School credentials and all that stuff. So Mr. Wilshire will be in contact with you, okay?
Absolutely. I'll give you a call tomorrow. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else for the sake?
How will it work if you have a pre-scheduled vacation already? Because we have one coming up in December, the first week.
Okay.
And I couldn't cancel it. Well, how will that work? Will they still have, because they'll be able to take attendance on their phones, but how will the work out? Will they be able to do it in different hours?
So we'll process something like that like we typically would. Hopefully they still will be able to log on, like as you alluded to, through their phone for at least GGI. It's just a Zoom session, just to kind of engage with that, get attendance for the day.
Yeah.
But as far as the work is concerned, again, I'm not sure if they'll have a device on vacation to maybe get some work done. But if there's the issue as far as them not being able to get work done, if you're taking a vacation, we'll probably just have you get in contact with the main office, explain to them that your child is going to be on vacation and not actively participating in the learning process for whatever period of time. And they will walk you through the process in which you need to follow for accounting for that child.
Thank you.
Also, Jasmine, if I can interject too, I'm more than willing to go on vacation with you and support.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent.
And
I see we have some questions again in the chat. Just to reiterate, we're going to get those. We'll take a look at that. We'll save those questions and we'll get those answered and posted on our website under the news feed or under the high school page. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Mr. Harmon.
Yes.
I have a question. It's
Yes.
Tanya, Kia West's mom.
Hey, Tanya.
Hi. Okay, so I have two questions basically. All right, so Kia's going to be going to 12th grade this year.
Yep.
Now, my first question is, how is it going to go with SATs?
So SATs right now are still happening. Mr. Rivera has posted the dates, I believe, in the classroom. We have fee waivers for the students. They have the opportunity to get 2 free tests. So have Kia email Mr. Rivera to get that set up. I would have her register as soon as possible because of social distancing. Spots for SATs are going to be more limited than they were, depending on what each testing location can provide. We are not a testing location, so she would have to take it at another school, but that's laid out in the registration form in College Board. And then she's going to have to kind of check in the days leading up to her scheduled date to make sure it's not canceled.
Okay, and then my second question, is there still going to be, Kia, what is that you do like during the week? For like when you do, like when you go to the school, workouts, is there still going to be workouts when school starts?
As far as cheer is concerned?
Yeah, and then she has, yeah.
So anything as far as athletics, right now we still are having workouts until any further notice. So I would say as far as that, just have Kia keep in direct contact with whoever her point person is for cheer, whether that's Miss Quintana, Miss Feichtel, Miss Prodis. I know they all kind of play a role with the cheer and the dance stuff. We have not rendered any decisions as far as PIAA sports is concerned at this particular juncture. Everything is, to my knowledge, still going until further notice. Obviously, things, have the potential to develop over the course of the next coming weeks. So just keep a tight line of communication with those staff that I just referenced. They should be able to kind of advise her accordingly.
And then what about college? Like say what? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Tanya.
What about college? Because I know that she was supposed to register for college and stuff, and I guess she was she wants to say hi to you, by the way.
What's up, Kia?
Hi, Kia.
Mr. Harmon, hi, Ms. Weiss.
We're on vacation, by the way. All right, so I guess since the COVID, she was trying to do the college seminars and stuff, and now that she's going to 12th grade, how does she go about that now?
What do you mean college seminars, Tanya? What are you referring to?
Like basically trying to get into college and stuff like that.
Right. So when she reaches out to me for her SAT fee waiver and for help scheduling, we should schedule a Zoom meeting, her and I, so that we can work on that, because everybody's kind of behind on that. And it's possible, Kia, since you're there, that it's possible that some of the schools you're interested in may not require you, to have the SAT score this year. There are many of them that are waiving it. So we've got a lot of ground to cover, as just for Kia individually. So we should schedule a meeting specifically to go over this stuff and to get her rolling.
Okay, so basically she should just email you and then you get to her then?
Yeah, we'll
All
schedule it, and then that's what I'm here for, is to help her through that. Again, if she were in 11th grade, it would be Weiss, but she's my student, so we'll.
All right. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tanya.
All right, bye-bye.
Anybody else? I see Mrs. Weiss, thank you. I see you're manning the chat and getting a lot of questions answered, so I do appreciate that.
No problem.
Anybody else?
Mr. Clifford, I have one more question. I'm curious. This is a curiosity question. So why are they starting a little later than usual? Because they never started on September 14th.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's kind of a double-edged sword. So we were originally supposed to start a little bit sooner, I believe September 8th, the week prior, but we pushed it back a little bit because we wanted to make sure that we had technology, enough technology in the building to distribute to all of our families in need. So we are now currently 1-to-1. We have the majority of devices here in the building, but it takes some time to break those boxes open and get the devices built and all the programming on it so that the kids can use it to the best of its capabilities. So we pushed back because of technology, just to be safe.
So the first day of school is September 14th.
The first day that attendance will be taken, and live instruction and assignments given, September 14th is our first day of school, correct?
Driving school. I wrote it down. September 14th, because I know I'll forget. You know your mother.
and then you got my summer driving school.
Anything else?
Not for me.
All right. I think that sounds like everybody has spoken. Again, guys, appreciate you for your time. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're only one email or one phone call away if anybody needs anything between now and the time that the school year starts. Thank you for taking time out of your evening. Appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a blessed remainder of your night, and we look forward to talking to, working with, and seeing you guys all soon.
Thank you so much.
Everybody have a good one, and everybody
Good
stay
night.
safe.
Good night. Good night.
Debbie Klotz.
Take care, guys. Good night.
What did I do?
I'm just letting you know I'm here, kid. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night, everybody. Be
Good
safe.
night, everyone. Be safe.